It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. You know, when I look at all the OEMs out in the marketplace today in the Document Imaging channel, let me pull their logos up on my ClearTouch Interactive board. There they are. So when I look at these players, I ask myself a question. And I'm thinking that some of you all are asking the same question. Where are the leaders running these organizations? Where do they get their directions from? Do they get their directions from the industry that wants to keep things the way it is? Or do they get the directions from the end users? Think about this. Think about the OEM on this board that told the whole world they were going to disrupt the A3 marketplace with their A3 equipment. I mean, did that come from the end users? Were they out talking to end users and the end users said, oh, I'm so glad you can overspec and oversell us now because we only had options with the other guys and we'd love to be able to be overspec'd and oversold by HP? Probably not. You see, I'm thinking that, you know, if the leaders of these organizations went out into the offices of the customers they serve and support, the end users, they got some information, it might change things a little bit, but they got to ask the right questions. Could you imagine if that OEM, I'll just say it, HP, I mean, it's the truth. They're the ones that said it. Could you imagine if they would have went into the end users and said this? Hey, we're HP, and we make fantastic A4 equipment. And we also realize by data that like 85–90% of every A3 in the marketplace in this business sector is overspec'd and oversold. And we want to help you fix that by disrupting the A3 providers by delivering you A4. Boy, wouldn't that be different? I'm sure the customer would agree with that. Boy, that makes sense. You mean these other people are overspec'ing and overselling me? Oh, I'm so glad you're not going to do that. Where are the leaders in the industry getting their directions? From an industry that wants to keep it status quo, or from the end users themselves? And more importantly, what questions are they willing to ask the end users? I mean, come on, folks. I think about all the nonsense around production print, industrial print. There's more machines than people that use them. It became a vendor auction 5 years ago. We're practically giving this stuff away for nothing. Why? Was it because of the end users? Or was it because of the industry? When an industry continues to do things that go against the realities of the market they serve, sooner or later, collapse. Just something to think about. And I strongly suggest that all the leaders in these organizations get out on the battlefield and start talking to the end users. And start figuring out how you can disrupt the marketplace in a way that makes sense for them, not in a way that makes sense to save old business models and old processes. Just something to think about, my friends, because we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.